news on the missing money?
No, we're still working on that, but we need to discuss Michael.
Michael is going to be loading trucks at the warehouse. I told him he's too smart. He should get into sales, merchandising. But you can't change the boy's mind, you know what I mean?
Right. Michael hasn't been approached yet, but he has another job offer on the table.
Well,
Edward wants to give Michael an internship at EOQ.
really? What do you think of that?
I don't know. I think it might be a good opportunity. Michael might realize that he likes business and EOQ is big and it's legitimate.
Yeah, but what about, how Edward plays head games and he's controlling?
I know, but at least Michael would be safe.
Yeah, but you left Quartermains because you felt like they were swallowing you whole. AJ stayed, got destroyed. I just don't want that happening to Michael. A manipulator. He had, AJ jumped through hoops for years. No intention of putting him in charge of EOQ.
Yeah, Michael's nothing like AJ.
I understand, but you know how Edward works. It's going to be a matter of time before he breaks Michael down.
But Michael's a lot stronger than you think.
Look, don't get me wrong. I'm very proud of my son and what he's been able to overcome. But you know what Edward's going to do. He's going to turn Michael against me.
Okay, so would Johnny.
That's why I want Michael working at the warehouse, where we could keep an eye on him. He can be close to us, but he doesn't have to be near the ugly side of the business.
Right, but the farther away he gets from this business, the better off Michael's going to be. Been hearing for months is how we want to give him a better life.
Yeah.
As long as we're running this organization, we're not in a position to give him that.
But Edward is?
EOQ, it's a good company. It's worldwide. He could learn a lot.
Well, I'm more worried about what Edward's going to teach him.
Sonny, Michael knows that you love him, okay? He's never questioned that. And that's the difference. AJ always felt like he was a disappointment. He wasn't even worth Alan's love or Edward's respect.
You know what? I know everybody, there's a lot of people that had a hand in AJ's downfall, and I'm at the top of that list. I took Michael from the Quartermains, and I don't regret that. I'll tell you why, because I have my own issues, but Edward, he's always angry, controlling. I didn't want that for Michael then. I don't want that for Michael now.
But Edward's not going to have the same power over Michael that he did with AJ because Michael doesn't care what the Quartermains think. Really, what he wants is our respect. That's what Michael wants.
Well, he doesn't have to prove anything to me.
He feels like he does.
Well, he can do that by loading trucks at the warehouse.
And what happens when he's hears some guys talking about offloading a different kind of shipment? You think Michael's going to pass up that chance? At least with Edward, he'll be busy.
You want to know the truth? I don't want to risk Michael getting too close to Edward.
Michael has such...
Take care of his family, give him a good life. He just goes about it the wrong way.
But you know what? Here's the thing. If I put myself in Edward's shoes and somebody took Michael from me and I couldn't have a relationship with my son for years, it would be terrible. But he still blames me that I turned you against the family.
I wasn't the person the Quartermains needed me to be anymore. And neither is Michael.
It's not going to stop Edward from turning my son against me.
Yeah, but Sonny, Michael's old enough to know that there are two sides to every story.
Yes, yes. Okay, you know what? I did risk bringing Michael into this life because I made him a target for my enemies.
And that hasn't changed how he feels about you. It hasn't even stopped him from wanting to be in this business.
That's not happening.
All we have to do is give him some options and trust that he's going to make the right choice.
But I don't think that Edward is the best option.
Okay, it's just for a summer.
Okay, all right.
For a couple months.
Right.
I mean, maybe he might like it and decide he wants to go to college. That would be the best thing.
Well, I guess it would be better, to risk losing Michael to Edward than having him pulled into this crazy life.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? How's Alec?
Oh, he's perfect.
Oh, in your completely unbiased opinion, of course.
No, he is perfect. Obviously, I've gotten past my little rough patch, and I'm actually really starting to feel like I'm his mother.
Yeah, well, he's lucky to have you.
God, it's so crazy. I've just been really feeling lately, like I finally have everything that I've ever really wanted in life.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And I don't want anything to ruin it. It's actually the reason why I came by, because I talked to Alexis today, and she told me that I'm going to be called as a witness in your custody case.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah. Well,
Well, is that because I dislike Carly, or is it because I do, think that she has had a negative influence on her children?
Well, it's part of the reason, but...
Okay. Look, I haven't even met Jocelyn. I mean, her lawyers could find out about that, and it could, turn out to her your case rather than help.
I was hoping that you could spend some time with her today. But what I really need you to do is tell the court how dangerous Sonny is.
Are you asking me to go after my husband in court, to trash him in court?
No. I just want you to answer the questions Alexis is going to ask you as honestly as you can.
But Alexis is going to ask me questions that make my husband sound like he's a horrible person.
No, she just needs
not.
to establish. No, she just needs to establish that there's a certain danger element that goes along with Sonny's business. Okay, she needs to prove that Carly's relationship, her ongoing relationship with Sonny, can put my daughter at risk.
No. Look. Carly's a crazy, irrational woman, and she has made dangerous decisions for her kids, and she has... she's screwed up. You don't need Sonny to prove that. Why don't you leave Sonny out of it?
The judge also needs to know how much Michael and Morgan have suffered because of the choices that he's made, and how much Jocelyn has suffered.
No, you know what? You're reaching.
Am I? The night Jocelyn was born, Carly was kidnapped at gunpoint by Sonny's wife. Okay, she was trying to steal Jocelyn, and Carly was almost killed. Yet Carly thinks it's okay to continue a friendly relationship with Sonny.
Now, look, if you think that you need to go after Sonny to prove that Carly is an unfit mother, you can go ahead and do that, but you will have to leave me out of it.
If you hear from Michael,
What's going on with Michael?
he got a job at the warehouse, separate from the business, so I can keep an eye on him.
Well, the way Johnny's circling, that's probably a pretty good idea. You thought I was here to come down on you about that?
I know you don't want, Michael working in my business. I don't want that either. Jason doesn't want it. We're doing everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen.
Actually, I'm here about Luke.
Luke took off. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he did, and then Lucky went after him, and I don't know what happened, but whatever did happen, Lucky was prompted to come home and burn down the family house he used to live in.
I heard about the fire. That Lucky was there?
Yeah, Siobhan showed up, went in, she got hurt. Lucky felt he was responsible, and that's kind of messed him up. She's okay now, but Lulu's taken upon herself to go and find her father to try and fix things for Lucky. She still thinks that Luke can be saved.
And you're hoping I know where he's headed?
Well, I think of all people, Luke would touch base with you. Maybe if only to get some travel money.
Luke hasn't called, but I may know where he's headed, but I'm telling you right now, he ain't coming back.
I'm sorry to put more tension on your relationship.
My relationship is fine. I think she just said thank you.
I wouldn't put you in the middle of all this if it wasn't directly related to her safety. I really think that your testimony could tip the scales in my favor. So, why don't you spend a little bit of time with this little munchkin right here, huh?
Aw,
and
that's not
then make up
fair.
your mind. Yeah.
Yay!
Well, life's not fair. I think we've both been around long enough to know that. Hey, Joss, can you meet my friend? Look, this is Brenda.
Hi, Joss.
You say hi?
Hi.
You say hi,
Do you like
Brenda?
this monkey? Do you like Gaga?
At this point, I think it'd be best for Luke's kids, and Tracy for that matter, if Luke stayed gone. He turned his back on them. He refused their help. He's refusing to acknowledge the fact that he clearly has a drinking problem, and this despite the fact that he killed Jake after downing however many shots. I mean, I don't feel sympathy for someone like that.
I truly hope you never have to experience the kind of pain that Luke's dealing with.
What about the pain he's caused the rest of his family?
But that's why he left town, because he can't even look his own kids in the eye. It's that horrible. You get it? And unless you've walked in his shoes, you're in no position to judge.
All right, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm just looking for Lulu. She's been a mess since the intervention, so if you have any idea where Luke might be.
Like I told you, Luke, he hasn't called, but I do know that when he was a kid and he'd get in trouble, he'd go to his aunt's house. She ran a whorehouse in Jacksonville. And I would guess Lulu's headed there right now.
Tell me Lulu's gone to a whorehouse in Florida that Luke grew up in.
Yeah.
How would she know where to find this place?
Lucky? Carly, it's not a family secret.
Okay, maybe a better question is why would anyone tell her where this place is?
Well, I don't think, Lulu's smart enough not to raise red flags about why she's asking.
Well, Lucky would have seen right through it, so she could have got the information from him.
But it doesn't matter where she got it.
No, that's just how my mind works.
My son, the cop, it surprises me, it amazes me every time.
You should try tackling it from my vantage point. Anyway, the part I can't get past is why would Luke go back to this terrible place that he grew up in?
You could never understand.
Well, I'm trying to.
Well, you're a cop, right? You know how to follow trails and you get the conclusion. But to truly understand what motivates guys like me and Luke, you grew up great, right? You had a great mother, big, loving family. You had goals that you could realistically reach. Luke and I, we grew up with a man in the house who basically slapped us around, made us feel like dirt. And eventually you start believing that.
Yeah, but you survived. You ended up on the wrong side of the law, but, you did okay for yourselves.
It doesn't matter, because the further you crawl out of that gutter, the more liable it sticks, because it's just a chance, dumb luck. And you know that gutter's waiting right there, waiting for you to fall and pull you down.
Luke just took a pretty hard fall.
That's what I'm saying. His mind is not right now. He's thinking he doesn't deserve anything in life. So he's got to go somewhere where he fits.
A whorehouse in Florida.
And it's not a great place for Lulu to be poking around, if you know what I mean.